I wonder if you have noticed that no one talks anymore about peace. Even the priests have given that up. Except the gurus who talk about peace somewhere else. There are no pacifists anymore. There are no really deep conscientious objectors. Nobody says, let's all be against war. The whole world, nobody talks about it. They demonstrate against this or that, or some their peculiar isolated demands. But nobody, as far as one has observed, and one may be mistaken, there is not a group of people, as there were in the ancient days, who say we are against war. We will not kill under any circumstances. And the usual question, what would you do if your sister is attacked? You follow? That's just an evasion of the real issue. I wonder if you have noticed this, which is an obvious deterioration of the world. Nobody says, I'm entirely against war. That is, not war means against nationalism, against separate gods, religions, the whole thing that is divisive. Only then you can have peace. But if each one of us is trying to find peace through our own little meditation, this or that, it may be utterly meaningless. So we have come back to the question, if thought is not capable of solving all these problems, human problems, the problems of relationship with each other, the problems that thought creates images, the problems of fear, sorrow, meditation, all that. If thought cannot resolve all these problems, which apparently it cannot, after all these millennia, we must look in other directions, right? Not pursue the same old traditional path. Right? Are we prepared for that? Are we prepared, or do we see that there must be a totally different approach to the whole problem of existence? Whether it is sexual, religious, sensory, political, all the rest of it. How will you find out? A totally different approach which is not contaminated by thought. Because one realizes thought is utterly limited. The problems are much too great which thought has created, and thought cannot solve them anymore. If one actually, not intellectually, not emotionally, but actually realizes it, as you realize pain, if one is passionately aware of it, then what is the other direction? Is there, right? How does one respond to a challenge of that kind? How do you respond to that question? Seeing that thought cannot solve these problems. Technologically it can. A better means of killing. Laser, ray, all that. What is your answer? We are supposed to be educated people. Some of us have been to college, universities, highly sophisticated. And as one cannot escape from all this, even if you went off to some isolated monastery or became a hermit, you'd still have these problems. You may not want to look at them. You may turn your back on them, but there they are. So what is your response?